working alongside NATO partners, they get to integrate and synchronise a series of assets to then go into this urban environment.
All right, y'all, welcome back to Combat Arms channel. All right, so today we're checking out a short video about exercise dynamic victory, which I guess is like the culminating sort of exercise for the cadets going through the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. Now, I don't know a whole lot about the academy itself. I think it's kind of like the British equivalent to our West Points, but I'm not too sure. Now, we'll say over here in the US, people kind of meme or clown on cadets a lot of the time because they kind of seem lost. It's like an even more junior lieutenant kind of thing. But you got to think for these guys, if they're doing like their sort of culminating exercise, then these are about to be people who are going to go and serve as officers, as far as I understand it. So they should look pretty squared away, and the training environment looks pretty cool. So I think it should be cool to check out. Now it looks like they are doing some sort of like FIBWA or MOUT, like military operations in urban terrain, but I'll try not to focus too much on like the sort of CQB breakdown of this video.
Exercise Dynamic Victory is the final exercise that officer cadets undergo here at Sandhurst. It really tests them to make sure that they're fit to commission into the field army and lead our soldiers.
Okay, good violence so far.
This exercise will push them beyond the limits of where they've gone.
Okay, first, did the cadets also paint this artwork? Like, what's going on with that? Okay. They're taking it a little too quick.
Lead our soldiers.
Good violence, but the violence is a little too excessive if you ask me.
This exercise.
Yeah, I mean, like, this dude could have just pushed the door open for him. Okay, try not to focus on the CQB. Good violence though. Like for a lieutenant, like it's kind of nice to see some violence, you know, in kind of like their voice, have that good authoritative command voice.
We'll push them beyond the limits of where they've gone thus far. Training in southern Germany alongside the US is a really great opportunity.
That's pretty cool.
To expose them to the environment.
What is this? Is like the camera falling, or are they literally just like parking this thing at a really awkward angle?
But also some of the capabilities that they might need if the UK Armed Forces were required in an Eastern European theatre of operations. Urban operations.
That's a lot of fun though. It reminds me of one. It was actually one of my more popular videos early on, and I'll kind of put up a little clip here. But yeah, it reminds me of doing like the force on force kind of stuff with the National Guard, because yeah, they're not as like well trained generally speaking as like active duty units, but it is still kind of fun to see what kind of, you know, shenanigans you can find yourself in as an OP4, because you can get rolled up super quick, especially when you're going against armor.
Operations is a big part of what we do, and so we expose them to what it is like fighting in the urban environments out in Germany with some fantastic training facilities out there. Including specifically made areas where they can get the feel of what a war zone might be.
Nice obscuration.
In Eastern Europe, but also gives them the reality, the sound, the inoculation of being in battle in that kind of environment. We give them equipment.
Are these AT4s? I mean, it doesn't look like our traditional AT4s, but it looks very similar as far as like the actual mechanics of it. Huh, okay. So it looks like they're about to do like a little AT4 or whatever, a little rocket volley. It's pretty cool. I mean, even like officers, generally speaking, when I think of them, I don't think of them doing a whole lot of like hands-on weapons training. So for them to be comfortable with like rocket systems and stuff is pretty cool, because generally speaking, like whenever we were training them up, like the lieutenants, when we were training them up, they would be with the privates and whatnot going through all the weapons, because they weren't as familiar as, you know, some of the NCOs.
Their weapon systems on their person, which allows them to know when they've been shot or when there's been an explosion nearby, but also records when they are being accurate, having an accurate effect on those people they're fighting. So we have the US acting as our opposing force.
Oh, snap.
And it is a force on force.
Hell yeah.
which makes the use of ground, the use of cover really important. It really brings home the fact that you are fighting somebody else. So that instrumentation of the people and the equipment is really valuable to the training.
Okay, I like how he was pieing with the with the rocket there. Okay, so what he's saying is very true. I mean, you definitely get a good appreciation for like working in a unit and working with this equipment when you're kind of, especially going against like the US, you kind of have that competitive nature already. So you know they're going to be trying their hardest, and it is like one of those culminating exercises. So you know they do have the proficiency to stand up against them. I don't know who they're going against. I kind of wonder what unit. If it's Germany, might just be like some mechanized infantry unit.
That instrumentation of the people and the equipment is really valuable to the training. So the exercise culminates with a final battle group attack and focuses on a large urban assault.
Nice
it's great
terrain
for them
model.
because they go through a full battle procedure, and the first time they've really done that amount of battle procedure, working alongside NATO partners.
Sick.
They get to integrate and synchronise a series of assets to then go into this urban environment and see the fruits of their planning and fruits of their labour bear out.
Holy cow, that's
in a
hell.
tactical scenario.
Dude, especially like CQB with night vision is a freaking pain in the butt, especially when you're like going into these structures and you start shooting. If there's any sort of like smoke or fog like we see here, night vision makes it really, really difficult to see anything because, yeah, you're picking up on ambient light, but you're also picking up on all the ambient light that's kind of getting reflected off of all this. So that's kind of a cool sort of setting to do their final exercise in. Yeah, I do kind of wonder who they were going against, so hopefully they're representing the U.S. pretty well. Okay, so again, like a short little video. Now, of course, if you guys can provide some context as to the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, I would appreciate that. Or if there are any videos you could recommend where I can sort of get a little more educated as to how that works. I mean, I don't even know a whole lot about how West Point or the officer route works with West Point, but I think I know enough that I don't really need to. I can comment on it, but again, the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, I've heard about it a lot, but I don't really know a whole lot about it. And I think this video is probably one of the first few that I've seen of seeing like the cadets, especially some of the later cadets kind of, putting everything together. But I gotta say, it's pretty impressive. I wonder who put that terrain model together. Because generally speaking, you'd get like some privates to throw it together, and it's usually not great unless you have like a nice NCO, like a solid NCO that's like supervising it. But yeah, it looks like they put their best people on that one, so that's pretty cool. Doing like a big attack like that, especially one where you have like a forest sort of environment leading into an urban environment, you kind of get the best of both worlds, so to speak. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys were in this video, of course, let me know, because that's always pretty cool when you guys tell me that. But it was an interesting one. The violence of action was good. I'm not sure. I mean, I doubt they're going too crazy in depth as to like CQB tactics, so I'm not going to judge them too much on that. It seemed, pretty fine as well. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I wish we saw more of like the force on force of them actually getting into close combat with the OPFOR. But yeah, maybe we can find another video. Now, I don't think I've promoted the merch in a while, so if you guys are interested in some merch, the link is down in the video description. And you can also check out the Shorts channel, especially if you want more like gun sort of focused content. The Shorts channel is a pretty interesting place. Some very weird ideas and skits on that one as well. So I don't know. If you like this channel, you might like that one as well. I don't know. It's worth checking out. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I will see y'all in the next one.